As cool as this assertion is, I'm not a huge fan of hard coding error messages like this, because if this error message were ever to change, like let's go to our server handlers again, and we say, okay, instead of password required, we'd say password is required. Now our test is going to fail, and that's a real pain because what it means is I have to come over here, copy that, move it over here, and paste it right here. And that's like not at all a fun experience, period. So I'm actually going to undo both of these changes, and instead I'm going to change this assertion to match inline snapshot. And this assertion takes no arguments, but watch what happens when I hit the save key. So I'm going to save. I've got watch mode going right now. And boom, Jest is serializing this div that I'm passing here as a string and updating my code for me automatically. Now, I don't really want to serialize the div itself. It's not really relevant that it's a div or a span or that the style color is red or any of that stuff. That's not super relevant. So I'm going to actually change this and say text content, and that is what I want to snapshot. So here now, that's actually going to fail my test because the text content is actually only this password required part, not the entire UI. And so it's going to say, hey, before this is what it was, now this is what it is. So either you need to update your code, right here it says inspect your code changes, or press U to update the snapshots. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to press the U key and see what happens to my test code here. Yeah, see, Jest updates this again automatically for me, saying, hey, okay, this is password required. And now if I go over here and say password is required, then I'm going to get a test failure because it's now password is required. But all I have to do is press U to get that updated. And now my test is going to pass and my test code is going to be updated automatically. So this is one feature that I use for error messages all the time. I think it's super, super helpful as an assertion for this kind of scenario. So in review, all that we did here was instead of saying that we expect this DOM node to have a certain text content, we actually grab that text content and use the toMatch inline snapshot and allow Jest to update this value for us automatically.